Good morning, third graders. Today we are on page 171 of your student journal, and we are going to be continuing to talk about volume. So our lesson, today's goal or objective is, today I will solve word problems using liquid volume. So the past few days you've just been reading the beakers. These are our beakers, and trying to come up with the missing measurement. Today we're actually going to be discussing volume, but more in a word problem. So I'm just going to get started right away. There is nothing new to review, so we're going to look at my first problem. Okay, my first problem says, Dana's beaker had a liquid volume of 500 milliliters. She added 250 milliliters to her beaker. What is the liquid volume of her beaker now? Okay, so remember, boys and girls, that this is called my beaker, this picture that we were looking at the last few days. So what I see in this word problem is she had 500 milliliters in her beaker, and then she added 250 milliliters. And the question is, what is the liquid volume of her beaker now? So what they're asking me to do with those two numbers would be to add them. So 500 plus 250, and I'm getting 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. So I'm getting 750 milliliters is inside her beaker now. Okay, let's look at our next one. Young had 1,000 milliliters of water in his beaker. He poured out 350 milliliters of water. How much water is left in his beaker? Okay, so what do I see? He had 1,000 milliliters, and he poured out 350 milliliters. Well, if you pour something out, you're taking something away. That's a subtraction. I also see in my actual question how much water is left. This left also tells me it's a subtraction problem. So I'm going to say 1,000, take away or subtract 350. Okay, 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 5 is not possible, so I need to go all the way over here and borrow. That becomes a 0, and this becomes a 10. Now I can say 0 can borrow from the 10. That becomes a 9, and this becomes a 10. So I have 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 3 is 6. So in his beaker, he has 650 milliliters left. Okay, so boys and girls, let's try some of these together. We are on page 172, and here is our first problem together. Tommy, Elise, and Ralph had 300 milliliters of liquid volume in each of their beakers. How much liquid volume do they have all together? Okay, so what do we see here? There's how many kids? Tommy, Elise, and Ralph. So there's 3 kids, and it says that they had 300 milliliters of liquid volume in each of their beakers. So that tells me they each have 300. And then our question says, how much liquid volume do they have all together? When I see this keyword all together, I usually think it's going to be addition. So let's add. Tommy has 300. Elise also has 300. Ralph has 300. So what do they have all together? All together, they have 900 milliliters. Okay, let's look at one more together. There were 72 liters of soda for a school party. The teacher needed to divide the soda equally among 8 classrooms. How many liters did each classroom get? Okay, what do we see? Well, there's 72 liters of soda, and the teacher needs to divide. It even gives us the word there. The teacher needs to divide the soda into 8 classrooms. So she has 72 liters. She needs to divide them into 8 classrooms. And what do we get? So this, I could, if I knew my basic fact, I could just write it here. If I didn't know my basic fact, I would have to do an array, which might be a long time for a big number like 72. Luckily, I do know my basic fact, and I know it's 9. The reason I know that is because I know that 8 times 9 equals 72. So the fact family is 9 then. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, today you are going to be working on page 173 and 174. Have a good day. Bye.